Well, hello. This is day 3 of our diary from Sweden, the Swedish diary. While we're up here in Sweden, we're not on lockdown like loads of other countries are. We managed to get out of Spain just in time, didn't we? Before we were locked down, told not to go anywhere, and then told to leave, like a lot of our friends have been. And it's been awful for them, and I really do understand the nonsense it's been. Still, what can you do? As they keep on saying on the news, this is unprecedented. I'm fed up with hearing that phrase. This is unprecedented times. I really, yeah, we all know that, and nothing like this has happened before. So the governments generally don't know what to do. They're trying to, as they say, another classic phrase that they're using, flatten the curve. And, they're trying to just protect everybody as best they can and limit the amount of deaths that are either caused or hastened by the virus. So, good on the governments for doing their best. It's just, my view is I don't know what I'd do if I was in charge of the government. I'm really not sure what I'd do. You can't just lock everything down. You destroy your economy. Anyway, that's enough of all that. I guess it'll pan out as we go on. No, I've not got the virus. It's the end of a cold. I'm sniffly and I've been sort of coughing, and it's not a dry cough, it's a productive cough. So if that's not too gross for everybody. Anyway, we are now the proud owners, or my son bought it because we can't buy stuff in Sweden like this. We bought a car. My son bought a car that we can use, so that's really nice to have family that can do that for you. And it's a Hyundai i10. It's a little 5-door hatchback, really nice. I'll give you a little view of that tomorrow. It's a bit dark outside now, but tomorrow morning I'll just pop out and give you a little tour of the Hyundai. It's about 10 years old, I think. 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe, I don't know. Just short of £3,000 in Swedish, which is about 30. Excuse me. Oh, it's about 35,000 Swedish crowns. There you go. So that's all good. So we're now able to get ourselves to the shop if we need any food or medicines and stuff without having to bother them. Anyway, it's Wednesday evening, so I hope you're all feeling pretty good. I know some of you have unfortunately got the virus, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. Everybody's got to get it, I think, eventually, because we need that sort of immunity across. It's like, you either get vaccinated or you get the thing, like chickenpox, isn't it? A bit more serious than that, but you get the idea. You've got to either be vaccinated or you've got to catch it and build your own immunity. So I guess everybody's got to get it at some point. But the governments are just flattening out the curve. So more about what we're doing. We're at the Rosjöbaden. I'm not quite pronounced like that, but Swedish pronunciation is really hard. The letters don't sound like that because they've got funny accent. Well, not funny accent, but they've got accents, and the accents, depending on what they are and where the word is, where the letter is, changes the pronunciation of it. really hard to get that. Although the language isn't too bad. You know, the word bad is bath, so that translates almost. You know, there's a lot of similar words across the language, but anyway, not sure where I was going with that. Yeah, but our sort of daily life is, you know, we help out with looking after the grandkids, and we did that this morning. Looked after them, and then came back to the van. We're leaving the heating on if we're not here, so it sort of keeps it warm. It's actually been quite a warm day today comparatively. It's felt outside, it's felt like what, 10, 12 degrees, but I think it's been less than that. I could walk outside without a coat, so you know that. And Wendy went out walking in the woods around here today. You know, which, if you watched the last time we were here, you'd seen some of the lovely countryside that there is. Lovely walks around here. Great campsite actually. So Wendy's just preparing Pippin's tea. She's waiting patiently down there, and then we're going to make our own tea and get off the bed, because we're back over to look after the children again tomorrow afternoon, because they've got, you know, they're working from home. They have to actually do the work, so it's a weird thing, isn't it? I was hearing on the radio or one of the channels today, it's like, oh no, it was a YouTube thing, and somebody was saying, well, you've asked people to work from home and you're insisting they homeschool their children, but you can't do both, can you? You're working from home, you're working, and if your children are at home, you can't school them. And that's a bit of a, you know, you could get fined, or worse, if you don't do the proper schooling for your children. Anyway, we're not in that situation. We help to look after the grandkids, and that's great. So, you know, we really enjoy that. It's exhausting though. I think you might have noticed that we've looked pretty exhausted when we've made a video a bit later on in the day. They are a joy, but they are, as I say, they're a couple of live wires. 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. So, but they are gorgeous. We love it. We love looking after them, and we like helping out. So, you know, we're hoping that, you know, the lockdown will sort of be sort of minimal here in Sweden. Currently, there's no lockdown. The advice is stay at home. Don't open your businesses if you don't have to. You know, that sort of stuff. It's advice at the moment. And for those of you who have put on the comments, so thank you for commenting, and don't forget, if you've got something to say, do put it in the comments. Some of you have said, well, you really should have come back to the UK, and you know, because that's the government instruction, but it's not the UK government instruction. It's a strong advice that anybody that's a tourist, I don't count myself in that category, we're not a tourist as such, should come back to the UK if they're UK citizens. Well, we are UK citizens, but we have our home with us, and coming back to the UK wouldn't benefit us one bit. In fact, we'd really struggle, because, you know, we've seen on the Motorhome Fund forum that a lot of full-timers are having great difficulty in finding somewhere to park up safely. Campsites closing, CL sites closing, difficult to get into pub car parks. Some farmers are offering, you know, up to 5 vans to come in, and then you've got to do the isolation stuff or the social distancing, and it's like, oh wow. Over here, you've got to do the social distancing and the isolating if you're infected, but the campsites are open. You know, this one here is almost residential. So yeah, we're very happy to be here, and I think we're, you know, we've got through this so far pretty easy compared to some of our friends who were in Spain and were forced to stay and then forced to leave at short notice. So really difficult. Anyway, on that coughing note, my apologies again. I really do have that blocked up sinuses and tickly cough at the back of my throat. It's pretty awful. The one you get with a bad cold. So anyway, that's it from me today. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, show you around the new car, and you know, let you know more of what we're doing and how we're getting on, coping with this sort of semi-lockdown in a foreign country sort of situation. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up if you do enjoy these little diary pieces, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay tuned for all our diary stuff, and when we get travelling again and we start to show you around all the places that we go when all this nonsense is over. Oh, one last thing, really help us if you would share these videos on social media. It'd be really great. You know, we earn part of our income from the ads you see at the beginning and end of these videos, and getting the videos out to more people will just help us increase that revenue. It's fairly small, but you know, it would help us and it wouldn't cost you anything apart from just telling your friends about it. But thanks so much if you do that. Let us know in the comments if you shared it. There's a share button just down there. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.